If it has been a while since you watched A Shop for Killers Season 1, don't worry because this recap covers every major event you need to remember before jumping into Season 2. The first season was packed with assassins, shocking betrayals, hidden identities, and one of the biggest cliffhangers in recent K-drama history. By the end of the season, Jin survives an impossible battle, uncovers the truth about her uncle, and discovers that the man everyone believed was dead may actually be alive. Here's everything you need to remember. The story begins when college student Jong Jin receives devastating news. Her beloved uncle Jin-man has apparently died by suicide. Since her parents died when she was young, Jin-man was the one who raised her. Although he was never particularly warm or affectionate, Jin always believed he loved her in his own way. She returns to his isolated house expecting to arrange his funeral and settle his belongings. Instead, her entire life changes within hours. Professional assassins suddenly surround the house and begin attacking from every direction. Completely confused, Jin discovers a pre-recorded message left behind by Jin-man. He instructs her to lock down the house immediately, trust nobody, and survive at all costs. That shocking opening immediately reveals one important fact. Jin-man was never an ordinary shop owner. As Jin struggles to stay alive, she slowly begins uncovering the truth about the man who raised her. Although she always knew he operated an online business, she never understood what that business actually was. She also begins remembering strange survival lessons he taught her throughout childhood. At the time, those lessons felt unusual and unnecessary. Now they become the only reason she stays alive. Every survival skill Jin-man taught her suddenly has a purpose. Soon Jin uncovers the biggest secret of all. Jin-man secretly operated MirthHelp. Behind its harmless appearance, MirthHelp is actually a massive underground marketplace used by professional assassins across the world. It supplies weapons, tactical equipment, intelligence, transportation, and countless other services used by elite killers. Following Jin-man's apparent death, ownership of this criminal empire automatically passes to Jin. That single fact instantly makes her one of the most valuable targets in the criminal underworld. The assassins are not trying to kill her because of revenge. They want control of MirthHelp. Whoever controls the marketplace gains access to enormous resources, valuable contacts, and one of the most powerful criminal networks in existence. Unfortunately for them, Jin proves far more capable than anyone expected. Another unforgettable part of Season 1 is Jin-man's house itself. The building is far more than a normal home. Hidden throughout the walls are secret weapons, escape tunnels, reinforced security systems, hidden rooms, and countless survival tools. Every time Jin believes she has reached a dead end, the house reveals another secret left behind by Jin-man. It becomes clear that he spent years preparing both the house and Jin for exactly this situation. As the attacks continue, Jin slowly transforms from an ordinary college student into someone capable of surviving against highly trained assassins. She remembers every difficult lesson her uncle forced her to learn while growing up. Although those lessons once seemed cruel, they ultimately save her life over and over again. Thankfully, Jin is not completely alone. Several of Jin-man's former allies remain loyal to him even after his apparent death. Some help because they respected Jin-man. Others simply want to honor old debts. Even so, Jin never fully trusts anyone because she understands that betrayal can come from anywhere. Throughout the season, the story also explores Jin-man's mysterious past through flashbacks. Long before becoming Jin's guardian, Jin-man belonged to a dangerous mercenary organization known as Babylon. Babylon was filled with elite fighters and professional killers who carried out deadly missions around the world. During one mission, Jin-man clashed with another powerful operative named Bale. That conflict ultimately led to the deaths of Jin's parents. Feeling responsible for what happened, Jin-man left Babylon and devoted his life to raising Jin. However, leaving Babylon never truly freed him from his past. His former associates continued watching him for years, waiting for an opportunity to seize everything he had built. That opportunity finally arrives after news of his death spreads. The series repeatedly reminds viewers that Jin is not being hunted because of who she is. She is being hunted because of what she inherited. MirthHelp represents enormous power. Every rival organization wants ownership of Jin-man's criminal network. Most of them wrongly assume Jin will be an easy target. Instead, they quickly discover she possesses both Jin-man's intelligence and the survival instincts he carefully developed over many years. As the season reaches its explosive finale, Jin finds herself surrounded by wave after wave of elite assassins. Even after defeating numerous attackers, including the deadly Songjo, more killers continue arriving. The situation appears completely hopeless. Instead of continuing an endless battle, Jin makes an incredibly clever decision. She realizes the assassins are only motivated by money. Rather than fighting them all, she offers to pay the bounty placed on herself. By giving them the reward they were promised, she removes their reason to continue attacking. It is a brilliant example of strategic thinking rather than brute force. That decision not only saves Jin but also protects Minhai, Pazin, and Brother. Just when it seems the story has finally reached its conclusion, the series delivers its biggest twist. Jin-man is alive. Although badly wounded, he survived. His apparent death was never the end of the story. Instead, it appears to have been part of a much larger plan. The revelation completely changes everything viewers believed throughout the season. Rather than abandoning Jin-man may have been testing whether she was finally ready to inherit everything he had built. It also confirms that his war with Babylon is far from over. The conflict with Bale remains unresolved, and both Jin-man and Jin now have personal reasons to seek revenge against the organization that destroyed their family. Going into Season 2, these are the biggest things you need to remember. Jin now knows the truth about MirthHelp and the dangerous world her uncle protected her from. She has proven she can survive against elite assassins. Babylon remains one of the most powerful enemies in the story. Bale is still alive and remains a major threat. Most importantly, Jin-man survived, meaning uncle and niece may finally fight side by side instead of separately. Season 1 transformed Jin from an ordinary college student into a fearless survivor. Now that she understands the truth about her family, MirthHelp, and Babylon, Season 2 is expected to shift from survival to revenge. With Jin-man alive, old enemies returning, and unfinished business still waiting, the next chapter promises even bigger battles and long-awaited answers to the mysteries left behind by the unforgettable Season 1 finale.